Welcome to News 3 at 11. I'm Angela Bohon in for Zach Dahlheimer. 6 children aged 8 to 15 are grieving the loss of their mother, who police say was shot and killed on 33rd Street in Newport News. 1 week after Hamas attacked Israel, 1,300 Israelis and roughly 1,900 Palestinians have died, and many more are injured. Now the focus is on northern Gaza, where Israel has warned that residents should leave. Ian Lee reports from Tel Aviv. Imagine instead of waiting in the bridge tunnel traffic, you could just fly to the other side of the water. That sounds pretty nice. Well, if researchers at NASA's Langley Research Center have their way, air taxis will be here before we know it. News 3's anchor Anthony Sabella explains. Now that the decision has been made by the highest court, a big question is what happens next here in Virginia and North Carolina. Right now, abortion is legal in Virginia through the 2nd trimester and legal in the 3rd trimester if a mother's health is in jeopardy. But Governor Glenn Youngkin wants to change the law, saying there should be restrictions once a fetus begins to feel pain in the womb. The exact timeline of that is debated, but Youngkin says he would like to see a 15-week threshold and is working with the General Assembly to make it happen. I'm Angela Bohon in for Zach Dahlheimer. Starting tonight in Chesapeake, right now, police are searching for 43-year-old Vaughn Parker Jr. People living in a historic Virginia Beach neighborhood are speaking out against a proposed battery facility. In fact, they had a rally this morning. It's a follow-up to a story I first brought you earlier in the week, and News 3 anchor Anthony Sabella went to this rally and has the latest from the company as well. Too bad. You know, I feel like I have a little bit of everything out with my wardrobe right now. Finally got out the winter coats and everything.
Yeah, I know that my closet is a mess, and you just keep everything accessible. And those, like my coat rack has like every type of jacket on it.
Yeah, it's that time of year in Virginia, right? And hey, at least we're patriotic looking today for Veterans Day. Not too bad for the holiday, for the parade. At least I'm glad it was dry. A great weekend to get outside, even for the air show. I'm sure it'll be busy.
Yeah, it should be beautiful for both days of the air show. Obviously, a few extra clouds in the mix for tomorrow, and not as windy as yesterday, so that's a big win.
Good thing.
Yeah.
Well, Miles is not only bringing us the forecast, but he also has some unique history, hometown history for us. Where did you go this time?
Do what they want to do.
I used to have a Jack Russell, and one time she got injured, and our vet said, try to have her not run. And I'm like, how do you do that?
Yeah, that's kind of hard with pets.
They have a mind of their own. But as far as exercising, I mean, it seems like a great weekend for anybody to get out for it.
Yeah, definitely. Finally, less.
That does look really comfortable. Yesterday, I went for a bike ride, and on the way back, the wind really made it challenging. But Tides actually have fireworks and free rides. How's that sound?
When is that? That sounds great.
Sounds good. Okay. Well, the Norfolk Tides have announced a partnership with the Hampton Roads Transit for the rest of the home fireworks nights. Fans can actually show their game ticket for a free ride on the Tide Light Rail to and from the stadium. A 7-time Olympic medalist leaps back into the competitive world and wins. Yes, we're talking about Simone Biles. Flying high after 5 Olympic medals in Rio, Biles returned to the competition at the 2023 Core Hydration Classic, formerly known as the U.S. Classic, and she won. This was her first competition since the 2021 Olympics. You may remember Biles had withdrawn from several individual finals there to prioritize her mental health as she dealt with a bout of what's called the twisties. Her return is widely viewed as a first step toward the Paris Olympic Games next summer. Well, if cats are more your style, check this out. Cups and Claws is a cat cafe in Newport News. It is celebrating its 1-year anniversary. The idea is that cats without a home can now roam around inside this cafe, greet customers, and perhaps convince one of those customers that they just have to invite that cat to live with them in a forever home. In fact, the owner tells us they've actually placed about 350 cats during their first year in business. The local couple who started this cafe says they want to focus on 3 C's: cats, coffee, and community. 26 people are behind bars this morning in connection to drug trafficking right here in Hampton Roads. They're facing charges of possession, distribution, money laundering, and much more. News 3 reporter Ellen Ice has all the details. And a local nonprofit is making sure that people across that troubled region have access to a hot meal. Portsmouth-based Mercy Chefs is now in Israel and has already gotten to work. They're teaming up with nearly 100 other organizations to help support people in need. The group's main kitchen is near Gaza, where they are sending food across the region. Hundreds of families have been displaced as tensions escalate and airstrikes continue. And Mercy Chefs says they will be there as long as there is a need. On the military watch, Norfolk-based USS Dwight D. Eisenhower Carrier Strike Group is headed out on deployment. Several ships and air squadrons left Hampton Roads yesterday. The group of 5,000 sailors is on a scheduled deployment. However, their mission could evolve if ships are diverted to the Mediterranean Sea. It would be in support of Israel. Norfolk-based USS Gerald R. Ford is already in the Med. It arrived earlier this week. And anchor Blaine Stewart was at the base yesterday talking with naval leaders. Food halls are popping up across the country. Or are they another trend? Are they here to stay? Consumer reporter John Matteries tells us why you might see more of them so you don't waste your money. Well, if you've ever wanted to visit Greece but can't afford that plane ticket, there's still a way that you can immerse yourself in the culture this weekend right here in Hampton Roads. The beloved Norfolk Greek Festival has returned to the Mermaid City. For almost 60 years, the festival has brought music, culture, and food here to Hampton Roads. I had a little bit of that myself yesterday. And after this weekend, a significant portion of the money from the church will go to local charities like food banks, shelters, and educational initiatives. John Katsias says the church gave over $30,000 to more than a dozen local charities, which wouldn't be possible without the community. Extra virgin olive oil. Do you use it often? Maybe you're using it to cook breakfast this morning. Well, a recent study is suggesting daily consumption of this brain-healthy ingredient can actually have a significant impact on dementia. News 3 anchor Kurt Williams spoke with a registered dietitian in Virginia Beach about this and what else can be done to keep our brain healthy. If you're a parent of a little one, you might want to hear about this. Nearly 500,000 baby bibs and blankets have been recalled due to a possible choking hazard. Take a look at your screen. The recall involves roughly 450,000 sleepyhead, loveys, and bandana bibs from the company Little Sleepies. The company says the care instruction label on the product can detach, posing a choking hazard. Little Sleepies says they have received 2 reports of the label becoming detached. However, they say no injuries have been reported. Consumers, if you have one of these, you should either remove the label or return the product for a full refund. Well, it has been a violent weekend across the country, including in D.C., where 3 people were killed and 2 more were injured. Over the last 48 hours, several deadly mass shootings happened not only in our nation's capital, but also in Texas along the U.S. and Mexico border, as well as upstate New York. Shelley Malashi has the latest. In Portsmouth, a fire destroyed 2 boats at a marina on Crawford Parkway this morning. A beautiful day to be on the water or even at the dock at Cape Charles. The 3rd annual Crab Slam was held this weekend. The main event was a boat docking competition at the Shanty, which was held earlier today. It's all about who can dock their boat the fastest. At one point, you can see here, this energetic boater jumps into the water during the challenge. And yesterday, there was a parade and oyster-eating contest. It's all to celebrate the Chesapeake Bay watermen. Well, they had a beautiful day for it. Let's check back in with Jim for a look at our forecast. What does NASA have to do with your commute at the bridge tunnel? We'll show you what researchers are doing to take the next step in air travel. And a woman killed a few days ago in our area is remembered by the community that she called home. Welcome to News 3 at 6:30. I'm Angela Bohon in for Zach Dahlheimer. We start tonight in Surrey County. Police are investigating a helicopter crash in a wooded area near White Marsh Road. Right now, you're looking at photos of the fallen private aircraft. It's a Hughes 369 Delta. The 2 people on the flight were taken to the hospital and they're expected to recover. Officials say they are still investigating to find out exactly what caused the crash. A big congratulations to all graduates, but tonight, I want to share with you the story of one particular senior who had an extra special day at the Hampton Coliseum.
Nate Lambright loves to play video games like a lot of teens, but this Grafton High School senior not only earned a 3.9 GPA, he also had hip surgery last year after 18 years of overcoming one struggle after another.
I've been in a wheelchair Ever since I was born, because I've been diagnosed with cerebral palsy ever since I was born.
His friends are used to seeing him in a wheelchair, but a couple months ago, Nate set a goal. He dreamed of walking across the stage at his graduation. This is video of him practicing with a therapist from Children's Hospital of the King's Daughters.
Every therapy session for like the past 2 months, we've been grinding, and, today was the big day where all our hard work paid off.
Nathaniel Cole Lambright.
All of a sudden, the rest of the senior class, they just stand up. I just hear, "Go Nate, yeah!" And yeah, it was really awesome. It
was unforgettable.
Amazing.
And then the waterworks were just everywhere in there. I think everybody was crying.
Nate's dad, loud and proud in the stands.
I tell you, I'm even emotional now when I get back and watched it. And just like I said, just watch the hearts of all of the students just to stand up and give that they're all with them. It was as good as NFL draft night. And, next to my family comes football. So, it was literally that hype. It was amazing.
And they hope his hard work will help inspire others who have extraordinary challenges.
And we actually ran into a kid leaving CHKD that was using a walker, kind of like Nate used. And he gave him this big old speech and was like, you'll be doing this 1 year, so it was good to see how he's already touched people.
Congratulations to Nate. His family wants to thank Grafton High School and CHKD. Well, right now, you still have a chance to win a beautiful new home, all while helping kids fight cancer. Reserve your ticket now for the 2023 St. Jude Dream Home giveaway. It costs $100. The Dream Home is a 4-bedroom, 2,600 square foot home in the River Club community in Suffolk. It's valued at $615,000. And the open house tours are being held every weekend. Get your tickets now at WTKR.com or by scanning the QR code on your screen with your phone. There are fewer than 2,000 tickets left, so be sure to get yours before they run out. The world's largest sand soccer tournament is happening this weekend in Virginia Beach. We'll give you a closer look after the break.